I know somebody might think it's a big joke.
Hi.
There's a lot of you in here still trying to be an OG. This man that made it. Like I said, you gotta earn this thing. You know, when you have what I call kids running around here with hair on their chest and calling you mister, you're there.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. I have a story to tell before he leaves. He's the reason I'm doing this. Because when we first came here, I heard a song on the radio. See, I was going to be a pro baseball player. Me and my whole family, all my brothers. So I blame Buddy for this. I wanted to be like Buddy. I still want to be like him. But did you hear he said he'll be 82 and he looks the same as he did? And I met him. Smell like Ben Gay, but he's still. So I love you, buddy, man. You're the reason I'm up here. Thank you. So give us a little bit.
Okay, one is let's give the DJ a big hand. Let's go back when you get your time too. That's why we play on this thing. And you know you ain't heard no scratching, but he can scratch. And the other thing, you know, all kidding aside, you know, I've played music for about 30 years, but a pretty good sized band, singers and everything. But there's one thing I think we need to have you also give a nice hand applaud, and then I'll sit down. And that's to Mr. Percy, which helps make it. Oh, yeah. Percy? Yeah. How are you standing up? I'm sorry.
Yeah, damn buddy was talking too much. Hell, I taking up all my time. Miss Dixon, how the hell do you put up with it? With a smile. 82 damn years with a smile. I said, you know what happened? Was all these black folks gonna show up on CP time? Yeah. Nobody but my damn family. Mama late trying to hold the table, stay reserved. They said, who you holding this seat for? I said, my mama, I don't want to get a whooping tonight. Then my sister came in late through dinner, and I said, you going to Elmo's or you going to King Arthur's? And she said, no, where you going, dog? Whale's Tail. Only where Elmer used to be. That's my time. They gave me 30 seconds.
I got to tell you this. Well, you guys keep saying Del Frankie. I almost feel like, who in the hell are they talking about? That's Fatback. I think I'm the only one that calls him that now. And I call him Mr. Fatback. When I was DJing at King Arthur's, he was playing down there sometimes. And I know him as Mr. Fatback. He will always be, for me, Mr. Fatback. But I want to tell you guys, it is a pleasure to have any time to stand next to this man to play. he is one of the most gifted musicians that I feel in the county.
That's right.
He is a very gifted man. It's a pleasure for me to stand next to him to play. Thank you, Dale, for asking me to come. All you have to do. All right. As we wait for Percy to sit down, we're going to have Miss Leslie.
Oh, Leslie Limbo. Leslie Limbo.
And then after Miss Limbo come through, I ain't seen you. So.
Does Larry have his dad's humor or what? So I am Leslie Limbo,
Yes.
and I had the pleasure of playing music with your dad, standing next to your dad, for a good 20, 25 years. I met Del in 1986, and he would just come and watch me sing with this little group I had called Raw Silk, with George Friedenthal playing piano. And we would just do a little duo. And then Del would just watch me, and I didn't know who he was, you know. And I was like, who's this guy watching, you know? And then I found out he played. He started sitting in with us. And people just, their spirits just, like you said, it's like they just relaxed. And I didn't even really know what to say. I didn't plan what to say because Del taught me about entertaining. I knew how to sing, but I didn't know how to entertain, and I didn't know how to crack jokes. And Del, you taught me so much about just, one time I used to go in the dressing room on the break, you know, just to get away from the people, you know, wipe the sweat off, you know, and he'd go, Cakes, he called me Cakes, and I call him Bert. I say, what, Bert? He goes, Cakes, you gotta come out to the crowd. You gotta go shake hands and meet people. And so he really taught me about being an entertainer as well as a musician. And I'm forever grateful. When you're singing, as you probably all know, when you sing, you're kind of dilated, you're open. And so I learned so much from Del while I was singing, you know, about entertainment and about reaching the audience and really about love. You know, does everybody agree? Oh, yeah. Like he connects to the love. And even though it's a crazy political time right now, I'm not getting into all that, but Del has written many songs about if we could just all get along, yes. And if we could be a global community. He's written maybe 5 or 6 original songs that we did with Raw Silk that were really, they were just love songs. They were like global love songs. Yeah. So I wanted to make mention of that. Also, George, the piano player of Raw Silk, couldn't be here tonight, and his wife Leanne wanted to read something from George. You want to come up, Leanne? Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you. Love you, Del. Forever grateful for you. Plus, we used to have we had a Raw Silk baseball game, and I kicked his ass. I saw it.
Okay, Del. You don't know how lucky you are because George wrote this, not me. Just saying. Sorry. I don't know my Okay. So first he apologizes for not being here, you know, the usual. I had to do a gig. You understand. But he wanted to say that he is something more than a friend to him. He's a teacher, a big brother, a musical collaborator, a generous giver, a teaser, and a dispenser of some pretty nice clothes he grew out of. And I'm still wearing even decades later, because I've managed not to grow out of them. Just barely, I'm saying. If my memory serves, I met Del when he showed up one day in Santa Barbara at a duo gig I was playing with Leslie. He just emerged from at a time in his life when he had stopped playing saxophone for a while. But I guess he was ready to come out of his early retirement because there he was with a horn asking if he could sit in. Imagine having him come up and ask. We musicians were always wary of these requests, but there was something about this guy that said, this guy can play. So we said, sure. And he let us know that he hadn't been playing for a while and was pretty rusty. But when he started blowing on that horn, that rust started to fly off. And beneath was a soulful style and a beautiful, rich sound that we both knew was not only rare, but that fit perfectly with our style and our conception. And again, I was there. I saw this. So, from the chance encounter eventually grew out into our band. Del was so instrumental in helping us put together called Raw Silk. He introduced us to a great bass player, Michael Lomas, who is still going at it strong, and drummer Donzel Davis, and we instantly had the hottest, funkiest rhythm section on the planet. Then Michael brought in his buddy from Lompoc, a great guitar player named Ray Pinnell. And sorry, Del, I saw them all last night, and they are better than ever. We gotta get them down here. Okay? We were on our way to decades of a long run of Tri-County's favorite bands, and you all know this, I know. One thing we knew that was when we showed up to a gig or rehearsal with Del is that we would be laughing till our sides split and the tears flowed. He was, and it was just so funny. That was the cherry on top of the great music we were making together. We haven't been playing together for a while now, and I miss that so much. So Del, congratulations on this well-deserved tribute you're getting tonight. I'm definitely here in spirit, old buddy, and I hope we can get together somehow soon, especially if it's with the rest of the band, and if it's not to play, at least to revisit the good times we had in love and friendship. George.
That's wonderful.
See, Leanne don't talk much. She don't. I've never heard her
Not like this.
say, and when she dropped the mic, her husband did that every time we played. He made some kind of noise. So I thought he sent that when you did that. Yeah, yes. But you thank him and you tell him I love him. And we will be playing again soon. Okay? Thank you. And I have one quick thing to say about Miss Leslie Limbo that I always will remember. There was a guy, a white guy. He came and he said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry that a black woman is trapped in your body." He apologized to that, and he was so right. That is a soulful person right there. Like we brothers say, that's a soulful white girl. Thank you, Leslie, for being a part of me. Okay? My son? Are you going to say something? Because I don't want to play in that stop shit whine.
He didn't mean that last part right now. He meant to say doo-doo. shocked when he comes up here. He's a former FBI director. He was one of the people that Trump fired. So he needed some support for people's therapy. So he decided that he chose our family to hang around with. So I'm going to have him come up. You don't have to be quiet. You can clap when he comes. He's not with the FBI anymore. We're going to have Mr. Hank Hindergrass. Hamburger. Come up here and say a few things. Come on up, Hank. Hello there, Larry. Hello, Hank. You know that. Well, then why'd you do this to me?
I didn't even know I was coming here tonight, but my buddy Dale said this was going to be a bar mitzvah, so. Honestly, I didn't know he was going to be up here tonight, but I see Leslie Limbo. And she started this about, 15 years ago? She was at my house, my son was having a party, and Ross Silk, and Del was playing, and it was just beautiful. Although you were sleeping down in the hammock now that I think about it, and he was playing, but it was just a wonderful evening, and then I went up to Del and I said, Del, do you think I could learn the saxophone like you? You know, I played a little clarinet, and he said, yeah. I said, like, how long would it take? He said, a year or so. Well, 15 years later, about $30,000, I don't know what song. I'm trying. And the reason why I don't, Mr. Gibson said, I could be any place tonight, and I'm here. So because we love you, Del, but I'm thinking about all the times and why I really haven't learned any songs, because it comes over and we're laughing all the time. Just laughing and laughing, and we have the greatest time. And we had many great times together. And then he looks at me and he says, you know what, we're going to be blood brothers. So how does that work? You know, he says, I'm going to show you how it works. He had this big old knife. He says, Del says, I'm going to prick my finger and you're going to cut your wrist. This is what happens all the time, and we have the greatest time. And I got to tell you, Del, bottom of my heart, there's nothing that I wouldn't do for you, and there's nothing you wouldn't do for me. And that's the way it's been for 15 years. We've done nothing for either one of us.
Hank Hurst, give him a big round of applause. This is my buddy. Now, you can see Hank's house when you drive up the freeway, because he don't like to mention stuff like that, but his house make Oprah Winfrey look like mine. Beautiful, very successful young man. Love you, Hank.
Love you, Del. Now, I'm still on the medication.
And see, I get songs, I put them together. You know, you buy some of the stuff, you pay for stuff. And I thought he had a whole list of songs. You think after 12 years, that was 12 years of stuff being together. I had about 300 maybe 4. And I said, can I see your list? And he had 3 songs.
But they were good songs.
Oh, see? Who?
It's time for table talk.
Time's up.
Oh, table talk. I don't want that shit.
You know what? I've loved Del Franklin
Oh, yeah.
since I was 1966. I was born in Belinda Hospital. They tore that joker down when I was born. They said, wasn't nobody else coming out of there. I'm so fortunate that my Aunt Mary I worked at my Aunt Mary's shop, Mary's Hair Design. That's where I first remember as an adult meeting Del Franklin. He had a whole lot of hair. And then one year he showed up bald-headed. I said, what the hell happened to his hair? You know what they said? The damn Jerry curl. I've been wearing wigs ever since. You ought to get you a wig there. Get rid of the do-rag. The wigs is working. It's sexy. Look at it. They curly, they straight, they flowing. But you know, my name is Denise Carter. I do a little comedy here in Oxnard. I never met a mic I didn't like. And then Leslie happened to sit at the table with me, threw my whole game off tonight. She started singing, and I thought I could sing too. What was that song you put on earlier? You put on a song, the whole table started jumping. I said, ooh, I could be back up to Leslie. You know, everybody knows she's the raw in the silk. Yes! Or the silk in the raw, I don't know. You know, that 2 drinks, she was the raw in the silk tonight. I remember going to Shoe Mash, when Shoe Mash wasn't even Shoe Mash. It was just a tent. And Leslie was in there singing in VIP. And I used to always say, you remember me? You remember me? I'm Mary Powell's niece. I know Del Franklin. Can I sing with you? Seriously, we would try to drink fast for 2 hours before we went to gamble. And I always I can't leave till she let me have the mic for a minute. She always let me sing a song. Thank you, Leslie, I ain't never forgot. Anyway, my 30 seconds is up. This didn't give me the music, I'm gone.
To all of our speakers, but before we turn it over to our honoree, we have a representative from the family. So will you come up right now, Ralph James?
Before my cousin comes up, y'all remember To Serve with Love?